Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Okay, everybody. So welcome to the ASMS podcast Nerd Alert. Usually we interview a couple of students and some teachers and stuff, but we thought we would have a really famous band come on today instead, so...
Welcome to Nerd Alert, the Red Clay Strain. Let's hear it.
So thank you for being here. Usually on Nerd Alert, the first question I ask everyone, but we have some questions from the audience, but first I want to know from all of you, what are you nerding out about currently right now? Something you're like obsessing about that you would recommend. You know, it can be a podcast, food, song, whatever.
That's a tough question. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's hard hitting.
I'm restoring a robot right now. That's kind of nerdy.
That is nerdy.
That checks out for sure. Anybody else?
Your vacuum does not count.
No, it's my robot.
Okay.
I just watched Project Hail Mary and it was dope.
Yeah, that was
Me too. Yes,
movie.
I love
Really good.
that. Nerding out for
I
sure.
see a positive movie now.
Yeah, it really was. Yes. Anybody else
A
want
new season of For All Mankind came out. I like that show.
It's all right.
That's nerdy.
That's good. It doesn't have to be nerdy. You just have to be obsessed with it. But these are all good. That's great. Thank you.
The
Anybody else?
Olivia Dean album, I'm nerding out on that pretty good. Dude, I really am, for real.
It's good. It's real good.
It really is good.
Me, Drew, and Zach play a lot of video games too.
You play video games. Well, we do happen to have some video game nerds here. So what are you guys into?
I play Arc Raiders.
Arc
I can't
Raiders.
stop playing Arc Raiders. I've got like
You're addicted to it.
410 hours logged. I'm
Oh my
like
God.
at like 208 topside. Yeah, dude.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I feel
Okay.
like it's a lot.
The kids are saying, if they think it's a lot, then that's a lot. Okay, thank you. So now I have some questions from the kids that they sent in. So Madeline Borchard, who's a senior from Mobile County, would like to know, was there ever a song you produced and you knew the second you made it that it was going to be a hit? You really have to say no.
No, you never really know. We hated our first album, and we were not happy with it at all, and wondering why I ended up going, is it double or triple platinum? Triple platinum, and we would have never guessed that, because the album wasn't finished, and to us it sounded like a demo tape, so you really can't guess. And we never would have thought that Wanna Be Loved on the next album would have been the song. So
And it's not instant. Wondering why it took
2 years.
2 years before it went viral on our TikTok. I know y'all know about TikTok. So it's not an overnight thing either.
All right, Jackson Hill from Mobile County would like to know, is there any particular artist or group that has inspired you guys? Surely.
Yeah.
Skinner.
Skinner?
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner.
Alabama Shakes, that's another great rock band.
We listened to a lot of Sturgill Simpson when we first discovered him. He was really good.
And the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Chris Stapleton.
Drive-by truckers.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me.
They don't know who any of these people are.
No, I don't know.
They know who, I'll have you know that we teach a class here called the History of Rock and Roll.
Hey.
Cool.
And I think some of these kids are shaking their head. Yes, they definitely know who some of them are. We're doing our best with them.
We should come in for that class one day.
That would be awesome. I don't know how much
show y'all
longer you guys...
Skinner, and Skinner.
They would just boo us, man.
Yeah,
They would
probably.
not come on
We
in
could talk
tomorrow.
about rock and roll. We know something about it.
That would be awesome. So Dr. Mitch Frey, our academic dean, has a question, which is, in what ways have the city of Mobile and the state of Alabama impacted or inspired your music?
That's a good one.
I don't know if it's inspired our music, but it certainly gave us a way to make a living playing music. We've been doing this for 9 years now, and full time, it's been our only job, just playing in bars for a while. And I quit my day job to start playing music and started making more money, actually, just playing in bars all night. So it has a great music scene. And I guess playing in the bars shaped our music, because nobody likes to stop talking in bars. So you kind of have to demand attention, and that's why we have the energy we have at our shows, is because we either demand the attention or just be background noise and people talk all over you. So
It's just like teaching high school. That's
Yeah,
very...
it probably is.
What are some...
I doubt that.
Also, I think Mobile is a really cool intersection of a bunch of different cultures and music and different types of American culture, and that kind of shows through in our music because we're all over the place genre-wise.
It's a very historically rich city. There's a lot of bands that used to tour through here, and then probably in the 70s it got blackballed. So a lot of bands around here had to really step it up, and they turned blues into rock and roll into jazz, and just mixed all these different things, and kind of bleeds into what we do.
All right. Katie Lee, a senior from Mobile, would like to know, from Coleman, sorry. What made you choose our school as the host for the video? What are you guys doing here at ASMS?
What made you choose the school, Matthew?
It's pretty. It looked pretty.
I will say, when I was in school, I always wanted to go here because it's like pretty cool, and like it's a boarding school and stuff too. So it's like Zoe 101. Y'all like live in it for real, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
David Dudley from DeKalb County would like to know, have you ever been to Fort Payne? And would you ever have an event up there? He says, it's a very musical town, and I think y'all would have plenty of fun. It is the home of the legendary band Alabama, after all. Ever been to Fort Payne?
I think we played a show there. Where's Cody? Cody, have you played in Fort Payne?
We played where they got their start from. In Virginia Beach, I do believe. The Bowery, but that's not Fort Payne, is it?
No, that's a whole nother state, buddy.
That was in South Carolina, actually.
That was in South Carolina.
Well, you confused me with your answer.
Okay.
I guess the answer is no. We've never
No, we
All
have
right.
not.
I haven't, okay, well, maybe
Where is
it's
Fort
coming
Payne?
here.
Google it.
It's up
Maybe Google
northeast.
it.
Okay, so JC, one of our RLCs, our Res Life coordinators, would like to know what inspired the song Drowning? And when writing songs, do you ever feel like some songs will become bigger than others?
What inspired the song Drowning was that it was COVID, and I was driving for Uber, and I was trying to save up for a ring for my now wife, and it felt like every time I'd fill up on gas, I'd make like $100 a day, but I'd pay $40 in gas, and I'm just trying to save up every day for a ring, and it felt like I was drowning in debt. So I was just driving to the gas station one day, and that came to my head, and kind of wrote it.
So can you tell us more about your songwriting process? What is that like? How does it work?
I wish I could tell you. It really comes from all different places. Like if I'm writing, it could be a melody I had years ago, or it could be just a riff or something that I come up with, and one day it'll just all kind of come together. And some days I'll just come up with it all 15 minutes, and that'll be the best song I've written, but it's rare. But yeah.
So what do you guys think about things like artificial intelligence and ChatGPT? Is that something you would
crap.
ever use? Thank you.
Total garbage.
So that's nothing you'd ever use in your creative process?
No, and I don't think AI can play live shows, so that's kind of something that it won't ever get to do. Can't really take our job in that aspect, but.
So James Lott, a senior from Coleman County, would like to know, what's your favorite song to sing or play?
What's your favorite?
It just depends on the night, really. I just like being in front of an audience. Sometimes it's Drowning, sometimes it's I'm Still Fine or On My Knees. So yeah, I really don't have a particular favorite. I just like our shows.
Mm-hmm. And this is kind of a funny question. Do you ever get tired of hearing your own voice when listening to songs?
Mhm.
God,
Yeah. Like today. Yeah, we've played the song over and over again about 500 times by now. And you do get tired of listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Trip Parsons, a sophomore from Morgan County, would like to know, how long have you guys been performing? And how long, this is hard to answer, how long do you see you guys staying together?
Oh.
He asked it,
That's a
they
good
submitted
question.
it.
That's a good question.
We've been performing really since 2015, and then officially as the Red Clay Stray since 2017. And I don't really see us not being together.
I hope we don't break up.
I'm not the type to plan for retirement because I don't ever plan on retiring.
Sounds good. And Abigail Bolton, another RLC, would like to know, can you share the story, everybody wants to know this, behind Wondering Why?
Yeah, me and Drew were at a co-write in Nashville. It's where you go to this big building, and it's like they put you in this room. It's like a dentist office pretty much, with a couch and a little piano in the corner. And you write a song, you meet up with people and write songs. And we were with a man named Dan Couch. And we were just wondering what to write about and got to talking about how it's really all of our women who have the unfortunate side of this, because there's no set future with us. We wouldn't known nationally or internationally at that. And it's like we're just playing in bar rooms hoping something's gonna work out one day. There's no security in that. And so really wondering why they're even staying with us. And that's pretty much where it started. Is they keep on loving us, they won't go away, and we're just wondering why. Because we just play in bar rooms all the time.
$150 at a time?
Yeah.
Can you identify like a song that maybe pushed you the most creatively, that was the hardest to come up with or finish or get there? Challenged you the most?
Probably Fool's Gold on the next album. We were wondering how to end it. We were just warming up pretty much, and Dave come out and he was like, wow, well, that's really cool, let's record that. And so we had to go and write all of the lyrics that day, which took like 4 hours, and then we couldn't figure out how to end it, and that took another couple of hours, unless I'm missing one.
I would say, I mean, yeah. Writing the words for that was hard, because you can't be too clever with it in a rock and roll song, or like you can't be too poetic. So we were trying to ride the line of like, what sounds cool, what doesn't sound too like you're a rose on a summer day, and like what sounds cool. So that was tough.
It's all about being cool.
And didn't it go like a couple different places too? Like we were jamming and then Dave or somebody would throw a part in there.
Yeah.
We played and tried to make that a part of it. It's like, no, scrap it, dude. We were sitting there jamming that one particular part for like 2 hours. Just, no.
And then I was just noodling, and that's how we got the intro for it too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's do that.
It's nasty. I love it.
Yeah, it took all day to do that song.
Yeah.
Well, we've had an incredible time having you guys on campus recording your video. It's been, I was wondering, being on a high school campus, what has it been like for you? Has it brought back any memories of what you guys were like in high school? Like, what were you like in high school? Any nerds? It's fine if you weren't.
I think we all got bullied at
Y'all
some
have
point.
a pool.
Yeah, y'all have a pool. This doesn't count as like a normal high school, so no, it don't really bring back any memories. But no, I mean, I stuck to myself. I had 2 or 3 friends that I just hung out with, and that was it. I didn't care to be a part of a group, or didn't try to sit at a certain lunch table or anything like that. Just very antisocial, and really didn't crave to be accepted by any particular friend group of people.
I think that's kind of where the strays part comes into our name. We all kind of strayed from the norm and the popular, kids in school when we were growing up, so it kind of sticks with us today.
Well, it is too bad you didn't get to come to school here, because that
I know,
kind of fits.
when we walked through the doors, I was like, dang, this is a cool school.
We're not smart enough to come here.
No, you don't want to see our GPAs. Zach probably had a decent one, but the rest of us did not.
Mine was
Anybody
pretty
else?
much non-existent.
Yeah,
John was part of the No Child Left Behind.
Oh my God, is that funny? Hey, I'm still sensitive, okay,
social
all right?
studies class.
Well, I
They
think,
couldn't fail them.
I couldn't.
and yet, we have some time for some more questions from the audience. If anybody has any other burning questions they want to ask, okay? Go ahead. I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex. Yeah, we're good. I mean,
Ask a question you would ask in front of your parents or your faculty, so.
Yeah.
I've listened to the song yesterday. Really liked it, and I was wondering what inspired that, like what.
this song today, Demons in the Park. My littlest brother Dakota wrote that, and me and Matthew finished it about a year ago. He's not here to answer what inspired it, but it's pretty much just about someone being around people, influencing them in a negative way, and you know that, but they're not listening, so you wish you could save them from it. Because not everybody who's pretending to be your friend has got your best interest. So
Don't be a demon in somebody's choir.
yeah,
That's
pretty
a
much.
good thing to remember.
Katie, did you have a question?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody? Okay.
there we go.
Nice.
How did it feel when you saw like someone actually like maybe singing your song or playing your song for the first time? Like, what was that feel like for you?
Like online, someone covering it. It was cool. I mean, and now people go on The Voice and American Idol and they use the songs. It's definitely a very odd feeling. Kind of like when we got our blue check mark on Instagram. Now you can pay to get it, but when we got our blue check mark, you couldn't pay. You had to provide all these evidence that you were actually real and famous or whatever. So we tried over and over again, and they kept denying us. And then after we signed with the record label, we got our blue check mark. And it's a very strange feeling. And it never gets old though, just seeing, especially young people, because when we were playing in bars, our fan base was just old, retired alcoholics.
Yep.
And so now it's shifted, and it's really cool to see young people interested in our music. We never would have thought that, because we don't try to play popular, what's in, what's hot. We just make art, and to see people listening to that and absorbing it never gets old. It's something I'll always be grateful for.
100%.
So, like, what inspired you to become a band?
I don't really think anything inspired us. It's just something we've always sought out to do. As soon as I learned how to play guitar, I started immediately putting together groups, and we'd play on people's patios and at birthday parties and weddings. John, he's always played in bar rooms with his dad growing up, and it's just something we've always wanted to do, and it was never like a moment, you know what, we should try to be a band. It's something we've always been gravitating towards and something we've always been chasing, and we didn't even know what we were doing when we started. We didn't know how to set up music equipment, we didn't know how to be in front of a crowd, we didn't know anything about the business, but that didn't stop us. You just start doing it and figure it out, and don't take no for an answer pretty much, and eventually people start catching on if you're real about what you're doing and you're telling the truth in what you're doing.
Katie?
So far, so good.
We got one right. He's got the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got your hand raised? Hell no, it touched my hand. She asked about
What's your GPA?
College or high school?
Yeah, I'm gonna give my college one. I had a 2.9. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was a 2.9. Yeah.
I had a
barely B.
3.8 when I graduated high school.
Okay, there we go.
Told you,
It was
Zach's a
Baker.
smart
It was
one.
Baker though. It wasn't school like that.
Oh.
Yeah, mine was a 3.8, but I didn't do good on the, is it the ACT? I didn't do good on that.
It's okay. It happens.
Because when in school, they didn't make you take it, it was option, and I knew I wasn't going to college, so I never bothered. And then my senior year, they made us take it, and I forgot how to do long division.
Yeah, that ACT is.
I finished my math classes in ninth and 10th grade, and then went 2 years without doing any math. And I was like, oh, I forgot how to do this. And I don't even remember what my score was, but it was nowhere near good enough to get in college. I was kind of upset that they made me take it. What about your GPA, John?
I think it was like a 1.2 maybe.
Oh, dear.
High school? Yeah. I took freshman algebra like 3 or 4 times, dude. I was a senior taking freshman algebra.
No child left behind, John.
Yeah. They did not leave me behind.
They did not leave you behind.
Anyone else care to hang themselves out to dry?
Sure, I had like a 3.6 in high school, and then I have a 1.9 in college and
There you
never
go.
finished.
Let's go, dude.
Don't college. Just don't go. Don't go to college.
They're probably going to college.
Don't go to college. Y'all should go to college, but
This is like.
We'll cut that out. We'll edit that out.
No, leave it in. Tell them the truth.
tell them the truth, man.
I mean, the way I feel about college is go if you know you want to be something that requires college. Don't go to college if you don't know what you want to do. College is not the place to figure your life out, because it costs a lot of money. And then once you get in college and realize you don't want to be there, then you're going to not even finish college and be in debt. You're setting yourself up for failure. But if I knew I wanted to be a lawyer or a dentist or something like that that required college, I would have gone. But I knew I didn't. I knew I wanted to sing, and so I never had any plans to go to college, and it would have been quite foolish to go to college to figure my life out for $20,000 a semester or whatever the rate is nowadays, you know?
It's expensive. My experience kind of worked out differently. I went to college, thought I wanted to get into sports medicine and did athletic training all through college, but I wouldn't have met Brandon and Drew and John and all these guys if I didn't go. So I got very lucky. That's a very lucky part of it, but there's also trade school. Don't forget about that. It's kind of like college. You work with your hands, make a lot of money.
You and my wife have the same degree.
That's cute.
Just saying.
Me and my wife have the same degree too.
No, you do not, dude.
Well, she got a master's.
What's the degree?
Like short of a doctorate.
What's the
Yeah.
degree? What degree?
What, me?
Yeah.
I got a degree in exercise science. My wife got one in exercise science. That's where we met in college, and then she went on to become a physician assistant. So it's sugar mama.
All right, very nice. Okay.
Everybody needs one.
Everybody needs one. Sevens didn't answer his GPA. I
What's
wanna
your
know what
GPA,
that was.
Sevens?
Oh, well, what is that? I don't know what that is. I did take the ACT, though. I got a 28. I think that's pretty good.
Jump. Sevens.
Yeah, I had a math scholarship, and I went on tour. It didn't go. I had this. I had like a nice old, sort of ride or something they call it. I didn't go.
Sevens probably has the most touring experience out of all of us.
Wow.
He's done some crazy stuff in Europe for a couple months at a young age, and in Mexico.
Yeah, I lived in Mexico.
He's played with
in a
anybody you can
garage.
think of, really, right?
That's awesome.
For the most part.
He's
And
lived
With a
like 9
28, I
lives.
didn't know that, Sevens.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
I think mine was a 19.
That's not bad.
I could have flunked high school, though, because I missed so much. But my principal came to my shows and would drink, and he was like, "You can't tell anyone." He had just got divorced.
Did you
and was
blackmail
like-
your principal, dude?
What?
Did you blackmail your principal?
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody if you don't let me pass.
I was like, all right, you got to let me pass, because I kept skipping school to go play in bars when I was 15. I missed that. There was a few teachers that wanted to, kick me out. And then he was just like, no, it's all right. It's all good. And, so I guessed on the ACT. I just guessed good. So I don't even.
Yeah, they say if you're running out of time, just start filling in bubbles.
Yeah.
Don't leave any empty questions.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I don't have an answer already, but what made y'all, I have one of the at first.
Musicians.
We make music.
I've always wanted to do this. So there was never a moment where I was changed my mind from one course to trying to do this. This is what I've always sought out to do. And Drew was actually my manager. I was playing in a duo, 2-man group, playing horrible music. And Drew was booking us all across the Gulf Coast. And then eventually we hired Andrew and we became a trio. And then had a couple of guitar players, and that band broke up. And we hired John, and then they broke up. And after we hired Zach, because we stuck together and hired Zach, and then Drew decided to stop booking us and start playing guitar. So
Red Clay Strays was born.
yeah, it was kind of fate in a way. Just I met some dude in the gym in Citronelle, Alabama, and he knew Drew and said he was down on his luck and needed something to do. Can he book us? And I was like, yeah. And then Drew started booking us and introduced us to Andrew, and yeah.
We certainly feel like it's, we believe it's our calling, and I think that's what kind of brought us all together, kind of meant to be.
And maybe that answers your questions a little more. I was never raised in the household of where my parents were pushing me to do something just to have a safety net and then chase your dreams. My parents didn't care about that. I could have not even went to high school if I didn't want to. Really, my parents were focused on have a relationship with God and try to do what He puts you here to do and chase your calling that God has on your life. And so I think that's probably why, because I never had that pressure to, I need to try to, get a degree in something or get certified in something so I'll have a safety net. I never had that kind of pressure. I was just always, I knew I wanted to sing, so I chased this. You had to go to college.
I didn't have to, but I went to a school that, I didn't know trade school was an option, but.
When he graduated college, he got his diploma and then handed it to his mom.
Yeah.
And then kept walking.
I was
That was
the
a good day.
first child to graduate college for them. Neither one of my parents graduated college, so it was kind of something I fulfilled for them. But that's my brother. But I really had a really good academic advisor in college. He let me go out and we went on tour for 2 or 3 weeks, and he let me come back and make up all my work. If it wasn't for him, I don't know, I probably would have had to drop out.
I think we have time for one more question. Chris?
That's a good question.
1.3 GPA, dude. My risk
Everything's
assessment is non-existent.
No, I mean, you're asking if we hesitated because of how risky it was? No, not really. I was very afraid. I made sure like I didn't fool around and sleep around pretty much, and because I knew if I had a kid unexpectedly, then I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to provide for my child. So I never, messed around like that. I stayed very focused on this. And as long as I knew I didn't have any other person depending on me, I didn't really care if it worked out or not, because at some point you have to make that decision of, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what's going to happen, but God, I think this is what you want for me, so here I go. And because I know your will's greater than mine, so we're going to see what happens. And that doesn't mean it was easy. And we went through a lot of hard times and a lot of failures and a lot of things we didn't think we were going to make it out of. But each time you do make it out of it, your faith becomes a little more stronger. And each time you overcome something like that, eventually you're able to look back and be like, oh, I see what he was doing there. I see why that didn't work out. I see why that door was closed. I see why we were trapped here. And it's the whole time you're walking on faith, and eventually you're able to look back and see how God is maneuvering it. So, yeah, we never thought it was risky.
We were pretty goal-oriented as well.
Yeah.
We enjoyed
small goals along the
those
way.
failures too. Our breaking down literally stopped us from making shows, and we'd get excited and fix the bus and get back on the road.
Yeah.
Those failures is like looking back, in the moment it was awful. There was some times where it really, you just wanted to go home.
Pure torment.
But we literally had no way home, so we had to fix our bus and get us back on the road and go play shows again. It's like the no safety net thing.
Yeah, you can't have a safety net. You have to make what you want to do your safety net. If you have a safety net, you're already planning for failure. You can't do that. You can't have your mindset in that manner. You have to, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust God. I'm not taking no for an answer. And if it's not his will, then that's where he'll step in. But I think being content is another big thing. Like, a lot of people want overnight success, and that's not how God's timing works. God, he has his own set of time frames that's completely separate from your expectations. And 50 people in a bar may as well have been 500 to us. And our little crappy, smelly tour bus that we had, that little E450, that may as well have been a Prevost tour bus to us.
It was.
We were always so happy with whatever we were doing in the moment. We were never like looking like, well, I wish we could play this room instead of where we're at now. I wish we had a real tour bus. Those thoughts never crossed our minds. We were always happy with where we were at in the moment.
Stephen, you want to ask the last question, Mr. Floyd? One more question?
Yeah.
You guys have a room full of kids from all over Alabama here right now. They're from all over, northeast, northwest, they're all chasing a dream. Their dream may not be music, some could be. What would you tell that kid from little town nowhere, from all over Alabama, who's trying to chase that dream from the same place you guys came from, chase your dream?
I got a little something. I think where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. There's all, like Brandon was saying, every step you take is for a purpose. Can you add to that?
Yeah, and I think eventually it's going to have to come down between you and a higher power. Just giving my perspective on it, because there's a lot of unknowns, especially when your family has never done anything like your dream is, and you don't know where to even start. It's going to have to come down between you and God. And once that is established, trusting Him in the process, no matter what, and then you'll start seeing God show up for you. But that's the first thing, is that trust and that faith has to be there. And then once that's established, your journey starts, and there's no telling. It's unpredictable how He's going to turn up or how He's going to work it out. But that's everybody's individual journey. But trusting God is going to be that foundation and giving you the encouragement to keep going, pretty much, when you run into failures and you run into hardships.
I would also say that when you get into the workforce part of the world, make yourself as valuable as you possibly can. Become a master of all trades. Not just a jack of all trades, but become a master at all of them, if you can.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to work, because it's going to be hard work no matter what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Outwork everybody else.
Well, on that note, this has been a pretty awesome podcast for a boarding school podcast called Nerd Alert. So thank you very much for joining us. We just can't thank you enough for your time. And let's have one more round of applause. We have a ton of fans here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all so much, for real. Y'all rock. So cool. Can I go swimming?
I can't swim, dude. What? Yeah, pool party.
What is going on?